and that some huge favorite might fall somewhere. A few other someones greeted that suggestion with a response of, "Oh, good theory, but you're wacky." Well, to paraphrase an ex-coach of many hats, not so fast, my friends. Well, Ohio State stumbled, and now there's one of the maddest one-day scrambles in college football history. Chris Fowler and the Game Day gang are at the epicenter. Good morning, Mr. Fowler.
Mr. Edwards, you did not call the Spartans upset over the Buckeyes. I just want to say that right now. They're excited about the Ohio State loss. Kansas State moves one spot closer to playing for a national championship, but all thoughts today are taking over control of the Big 12 Conference and finally taking down the Nebraska Cornhuskers. There are more folks here than used to show up at Kansas State games a couple of decades ago. We'll hear from Lee and Kirk in just a second. You know the backdrop. Nebraska's been the dominant team. K-State's been trying to take them down for 3 decades, the better part of. They feel that as of today, Big Red is dead and the purple rain begins. Upstairs to Keith Jackson and Bob Greasy with the preview. Guys?
Chris, it's fun to come to a real college town, one that sits out all by itself, where the college football team is the news of the day. And certainly the Kansas State Wildcats have been the news of the day ever since Bill Snyder got things going down here in what they call the Little Apple. It's kind of fun to call it the Little Apple, Bob. But this story that's going on here with Kansas State sort of reminds me of what happened at Washington State last year in Pullman, which is another setting much like this.
Yes, it is. And they talk about winning a conference championship. They've never won a conference championship in 103 years of college football. They talk about a national championship. Well, they haven't beaten Nebraska in 29 tries. Before the miracle in Manhattan continues, they have to conquer Nebraska.
Well, now, Nebraska's beaten them, as you say, 29 consecutive times. Does not Nebraska come down here with a mindset that we're going to do it again?
I definitely think that this year, for the first time in a long time, that the pressure is on Kansas State. It's off of Nebraska. They have 2 losses. All they're going to come in here and try to disrupt the season that Kansas State is having.
Quickly, do you think that Nebraska can run against Kansas State's #2 defense?
They're going to have to run to win. Mike Stoops, the defensive coordinator for Kansas State, says they want to run. They have 37 rushing touchdowns. Kansas State has only given up 1. It should be a battle.
Well, you and I haven't had a real paint swapper this whole year, but I think we got one here. I think this is going to be a heck of a ball game, Chris.
Keith, we look forward to it. Frank Solich also said besides all that running, they're going to have to throw. And Eric Crouch is making his 3rd career start. He's going to have to play very well. Alexander filling in for D'Angelo Evans. Huskers are not at full strength.
Well, people have been very critical of Nebraska's team this year. You look at the quarterback problems and the I-back. I think Eric Crouch, getting booed here. Eric Crouch and Dan Alexander, 6 foot, 250-pounder, are fine. I think the problem has been the offensive line. They only returned 1 starter. They're young, but you're into the 9th game. The offensive line, if they have any chance today, needs to start blowing people off the ball, or it's going to be a long day for Nebraska.
Kirk, I'm going to give you guys a history lesson about how bad this place has been for college football coaches. In 1934, Pappy Waldorf coached here, and he had a winning season. He left. 14 coaches have been here since, and none of them have ever left with a winning record. To me, that says Bill Snyder must be a genius.
Well, they were about 26-1 when he took over. This would be the final step in an unbelievable reconstruction of this program if they can get it done today. A lot more in Kansas State and Nebraska coming up at the top of the hour on College Game Day. We'll feature Michael Bishop very much in the crossfire today. Plus, Tennessee and Arkansas, the last battle of unbeatens. Hope you'll join us back at the top of the hour. We'll also break down the Badgers and the Wolverines.
What the heck is this? You?
10 yards per game over last season. Today ought to be a pretty good battle when it faces a Tennessee team allowing just 106 rushing yards per game, which is 14th best in Division 1A.
Well, that does it for us. Join Jack and me tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Time now for Chris Fowler and Game Day.
Can there really be a place where Lee Corso is considered a prophet? Welcome to the Little Apple. Last night was New Year's Eve. They hope today is the dawn of the Purple Days. They arrived here about 8 hours before kickoff, but then they've been waiting for today for nearly a year. They hope in this intimate setting to see something special. College Game Day from Manhattan next.